Alright, in this video, we are going to talk about the operation with the fancy calculator to run the t-test. We get to use the step and tests to select the two sample t-tests, okay? Now, what is the t-test want to figure out? We want to look at the same thing, but in two different scenarios. So, for example, we want to see an average but in two different scenarios, kind of like one is before, one is after. So we want to see is there any difference, any improvement. So the known hypothesis always set it as they are equal. The first and the second are the same, stands for no difference. We get to enter the data set. As you can see in the story talking about the McDonald's, they're going to install a self-ordering kiosk to see the waiting time will have any improvement. So you see the before, I'm going to call it X1, and the after will be X2. So I'm going to look at the average waiting time to see there is any improvement. As the supervisor wants to do is to see whether or not the kiosk reduced the waiting time. So we're going to run the t-test. So step 1, we're going to go to stats and enter, go to edit, perfect, enter the data information. So I already have some here. Let me go to clear this one. So move up and hit clear, enter. Ooh la la. Go to this one, title, hit clear, enter, ooh la la. So one number is wrong, game over. So going to make sure use your eagle eye. 13, 10, 8, 15, 12, 10, 7, 12, 15, and 11. This is before. Now go to the list 2. I'm going to enter the after. 5, 4, 8, 7, 10, 6, 9, 10, 12, 8. I got a good feeling. Definitely the wait time is reduced. So that means we will see a good result about the kiosk, right? All right. So in order to run the t-test, we are going to go back to step. We choose the two samples. So when you go to tests, you're going to make sure we're going to look for number 4, two sample t-tests. All right. Here we go. You get to make sure those data it's what we select. So hit enter, that's the data we select. The list 1 it's my information indicate my X1 and the list 2 will be my list 2 X2 and the frequency is 1 1 which means just once. So that is good. Now here comes the trouble for this one. We mentioned about the t-test. You always have your known hypothesis and the alternate hypothesis, right? So the known hypothesis we mentioned about is default as no difference. X1 is equal to X2. There's no difference between the wait time before or after. So that will be the default. What will be my alternative hypothesis? You got to read the question from your scenario. So blah, 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 blah. This story talking about the supervisor want to see whether or not the kiosk reduced the waiting time. So he want to see reduced. So the after tells we spend less time to wait, which means the beginning, the before, is bigger than the after. So which tells me the X1 is bigger than X2. So I had to choose this one. So make sure when you go to the select, if that is not equal to, you got to hit enter. But this time, by the scenario, we know that the answer should be first one before it's bigger than after. So when you select this one, you had to hit enter. Select this one. Okay, moving on. Always leave the poll as yes, so we are good. And now we can let the calculator do the calculation for us. Hit enter. So what you see, it's what you got. Can you tell me the t statistic number? Yes, right here. T is equal to 2.96. Perfect. What will be my p-value? Seeing is believing. 0.00422. Perfect. Now, Can you make a conclusion about this one? Now, given the 5% significant level, we know that compared with my p-value, the p-value it's way less than the significant level, so we get to reject the null hypothesis. Therefore, there is enough evidence to conclude that the key-yads reduce the waiting time. We reject that. Reject the original said there's no difference. But now we say that yes, we make an improvement. And that's the fun thing about the t-test, okay? And that's all. Thank you.